Settle in, folks. Tonight, we're heading to South Carolina, a state famous for its charm, sweet tea, and a surprising number of restless spirits. Spanish moss drapes the trees, and if you believe the stories, ghosts linger just beneath. We're diving into the top 5 haunted locations in the Palmetto State, from crumbling prisons to historic theaters. Each location has a chilling tale, so grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and keep a nightlight handy, just in case. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, these stories might just make you think twice about spending the night alone. Ready to see if South Carolina is as haunted as they say? Let's find out. Prepare yourself to delve into the chilling depths of history, where shadows whisper secrets and the echoes of the past refuse to be silenced. First up, the Old Charleston Jail. A fortress of misery that operated from 1802 to 1939, a period spanning immense social and political upheaval. Imagine the countless souls who passed through its imposing gates, their hopes dwindling with each echoing clang of the iron doors. Its guest list? Pirates, notorious figures who once roamed the high seas, their swashbuckling adventures brought to an abrupt end within these very walls. Civil War prisoners, both Union and Confederate soldiers, caught in the crossfire of a nation divided, their stories of bravery and hardship forever etched into the jail's grim history. And the infamous Lavinia Fisher, a name that sends shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned ghost hunters. Rumored to be America's first female serial killer, Lavinia's dark legend continues to haunt the jail, her presence felt in the chilling drafts and unexplained whispers that permeate its corridors. The jail's history is soaked in suffering, a tapestry woven with threads of despair, injustice, and unimaginable cruelty. Disease, brutal punishments, and despair seeped into every stone, leaving an indelible stain on the very fabric of the building. The walls themselves seem to whisper tales of torment and anguish. No wonder people claim it's crawling with ghosts. The sheer weight of human misery seems to have created a breeding ground for paranormal activity. Visitors and staff report an unsettling array of phenomena, experiences that defy logical explanation. Disembodied voices, whispers from the shadows that seem to call out names or recount forgotten tragedies. Slamming cell doors, echoing through the empty corridors, a chilling reminder of the countless inmates who were once confined within these walls. And objects moving on their own, seemingly defying the laws of physics, a testament to the unseen forces at play within the jail. Some hear chains rattling, the ghostly echoes of shackles dragging across the stone floor, a constant reminder of the jail's dark past. Or feel icy cold spots, sudden drops in temperature that send shivers down your spine, even on the warmest of days. While others glimpse shadowy figures lurking in the cells, fleeting apparitions that vanish as quickly as they appear, leaving you questioning your sanity. The most notorious spirit? A former guard? A stern and unforgiving figure who continues to patrol the jail's corridors long after his death, whose menacing presence is felt on the upper floors where the most hardened criminals were once held. Sometimes with a ghostly shove, a not-so-subtle reminder that you are not welcome in his domain. And then there's Lavinia Fisher herself, the jail's most infamous resident, her spirit forever bound to the place where she met her untimely end. Said to appear in a long dress or whisper threats from the darkness, her malevolent energy still palpable after all these years. Of course, old buildings make strange noises, and the power of suggestion is strong. Our minds can play tricks on us, especially in such an oppressive environment. But the sheer number of similar stories, accounts from people with no prior knowledge of the jail's history, is difficult to dismiss. Tour guides refusing to enter certain areas, sections of the jail deemed too dangerous or unsettling, even for the most experienced paranormal investigators. Visitors leaving in tears, overwhelmed by the oppressive atmosphere and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Unexplained photos, images captured on film that seem to defy logical explanation, hinting at the presence of something beyond our understanding. Makes you wonder, is there more to the old Charleston jail than meets the eye? Is it just creaky floorboards and overactive imaginations? Or something more? A portal to another realm? A place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin? The old Charleston jail is a place where the past feels uncomfortably present, where the echoes of suffering linger in the air. Whether it's a haunted hotspot or just a relic of misery, a monument to human cruelty, one thing's certain, you won't want to be there alone after dark. The darkness amplifies the jail's oppressive atmosphere, making every creak and shadow seem all the more menacing. If you do visit, stick close to your guide, heed their warnings, and try not to stray from the group. And bring a big flashlight. You'll need it to pierce the oppressive darkness and perhaps, just perhaps, to ward off any unwanted attention from the jail's spectral residents. Some places just don't let go of their ghosts, and the old Charleston jail seems determined to hold on to its spectral inhabitants for eternity. Our journey through the spectral world of theaters continues, and next, we travel to the Abbeville Opera House in Abbeville, South Carolina. A beacon of arts and culture in the region, it stands as a testament to a bygone era, a place where stories are not only told on stage, but also whispered in the shadows. A century-old theater, a grand old building that has seen countless performances, and perhaps a few things that can't be easily explained. Its walls echo with laughter, applause, and maybe, just maybe, the faint whispers of those who have long since departed. A place where the show never really ends, where the line between the living and the spectral blurs, and where the past refuses to stay silent. The Abbeville Opera House is more than just a building. It's a living, breathing entity with a history as rich and complex as any of the plays it has hosted. Its most famous ghost is the Lady in White, a figure shrouded in mystery and whispered tales. Her presence is felt throughout the theater, a gentle reminder of the past that lingers in the present. Believed to be a traveling actress who met an untimely end within these very walls, she never truly left the stage that she loved so dearly. Some say she was a star, others claim she was simply a member of the chorus, but all agree that her spirit remains. And so, she never left the stage, forever bound to the theater that was both her life and her demise. She is a permanent fixture, an unseen performer in an endless play. She's often seen in the upper balcony, a fleeting glimpse of white in the shadows, forever watching the performances unfold below. Some patrons claim to feel a chill as she passes by, a subtle reminder of her spectral presence, or heard humming backstage, a soft, melancholic tune that drifts through the corridors and dressing rooms. It's a melody from another time, a ghostly serenade that adds to the theater's unique atmosphere. Props move seemingly on their own, lights flicker without explanation, and footsteps echo through empty halls when no one else is around. These are the moments when the theater truly comes alive, when the veil between worlds thins, and the spirits make their presence known. Classic ghostly pranks, perhaps, or simply the playful antics of spirits who still consider the Abbeville Opera House their home. But the Lady in White isn't the only spectral resident. There's also the spirit of a helpful stagehand, a benevolent presence watching over the living. He's known for tapping shoulders or causing a timely noise, a subtle intervention to prevent accidents and ensure the safety of the performers and crew. A guardian angel of the stage, if you will. The building's age and acoustics could certainly explain some of the oddities, the creaks and groans, the strange echoes and unexplained sounds. But the consistency of the stories, the shared experiences of so many over the years is hard to ignore. It's a testament to something more, something beyond the realm of simple explanation. Generations of staff and performers have seen the same figure, the Lady in White, gliding through the theater, a silent observer of the unfolding drama, heard the same humming, a haunting melody that seems to emanate from the very walls, and felt the same eerie presence, a chill in the air that speaks of something beyond our understanding. The Opera House embraces its ghosts, acknowledging their presence and weaving their stories into the fabric of its history, treating them not as a source of fear, but as an integral part of the theater's character, adding to its charm and mystique. Here, the line between legend and reality blurs, creating an atmosphere that is both enchanting and unsettling. A place where every performance might just have a few extra unseen audience members, spirits drawn to the energy and passion of the stage. So, is it truly haunted or just steeped in history? A place where the echoes of the past resonate through the present? Maybe, just maybe, it's both. A unique blend of fact and folklore, reality and the supernatural. Either way, the Lady in White ensures, with her silent vigil and spectral presence, that the curtain never truly falls on the Abbeville Opera House, and the show goes on for eternity. Our next stop, a jewel in Charleston's crown, holds secrets whispered through centuries. It is Charleston's Dock Street Theater, a beacon of art and culture, but also a stage for the spectral. It's a stage with a history that stretches back through the annals of time, as dramatic as any play ever performed within its walls. The very air seems to hum with untold stories. The original theater opened its doors way back in 1736, a testament to Charleston's early embrace of the arts, only to be consumed by flames, later reborn as a hotel, a temporary departure from its artistic purpose. But destiny had other plans, eventually calling it back to its theatrical roots, a phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, two ghosts steal the spotlight here, not in a performance, but in a perpetual ethereal presence. First, there's Junius Brutus Booth, a legendary 19th century actor, a name synonymous with theatrical genius, and then there's Nettie, the tragic lady in red, forever bound to the theater by a sorrowful tale. Booth's imposing figure is often seen lurking on the catwalks, a shadowy observer in the rafters, silently critiquing performances, forever the demanding artist, even in the afterlife. His discerning gaze misses nothing. Nettie, a heartbroken woman forever etched in the theater's lore, leapt from the balcony in despair, and now appears in a red dress, a fleeting vision of crimson against the theater's aged backdrop, her presence tinged with an overwhelming sadness. Visitors report seeing misty figures drifting through the hallways, ephemeral shapes that vanish as quickly as they appear, unexplained lights flickering in the darkness, orbs of energy dancing in the empty theater seats, and chilling whispers that seem to slither from the shadows, unintelligible murmurs that raise the hairs on the back of your neck. These phenomena are especially prevalent near the stage, where countless dramas have unfolded, and the balcony, the site of Nettie's tragic end. Skeptics might try to explain it all away, blaming old building quirks, the settling of the foundation, the creaks and groans of aged wood, or chalking it up to classic ghost story tropes, the power of suggestion, the human tendency to find patterns where none exist, but the sheer volume of personal accounts, the consistency of the experiences, is undeniably compelling. Actors and ushers, the very people who spend their lives within these walls, describe icy touches, a sudden drop in temperature, a cold hand brushing against their skin, fleeting shadows dancing in their peripheral vision, dark silhouettes moving just beyond the edge of sight, and photos that reveal ghostly shapes, unexplained anomalies captured on film, spectral figures lurking in the background. Over time, the Dock Street Theater has woven its ghosts into the very fabric of its identity, embracing its haunted reputation, making them as much a part of the cast as integral to the theater's mystique as the living actors who grace its stage. So when the curtain falls here, signaling the end of the performance for the audience, remember that the show might not be entirely over, the stage might not be completely empty, at least not for everyone who calls the Dock Street Theater home, both in this world and beyond. Now, we enter the South Carolina State Hospital's Babcock Building, a place marked by suffering and sorrow. Opened in 1828, it housed thousands under grim conditions, with overcrowding, neglect, and experimental treatments. The abandoned halls echo with stories of screams, sobbing, and scratching sounds some say are trapped in a never-ending loop. Shadowy figures, ghostly faces in windows, and chilling apparitions are frequently reported. Some claim to be pushed, grabbed, or scratched by unseen hands, or to feel their hair pulled in the darkness. The network of underground tunnels is said to be especially active, with footsteps and strange lights appearing and vanishing. Of course, wind, animals, and decay can explain some of the noises, but the emotional weight of the place is undeniable. Even skeptics admit the atmosphere is oppressive, a heavy reminder of the pain endured here. Whether haunted by spirits or just memories, the Babcock Building is a place that refuses to let its past be forgotten. Our final tale takes us to Pawleys Island, home of the Gray Man, a ghost who brings warnings, not fear. Legend says he was a young man lost to quicksand, returning as a hazy figure to warn his beloved of an approaching hurricane. She fled, survived, and the story became local lore. For over 2 centuries, the Gray Man is said to appear before major storms, walking the shoreline in silence. Those who see him believe their homes will be spared from destruction. After Hurricane Hugo in 1989, many claimed sightings and miraculous escapes. Skeptics point to fog, debris, and anxious minds as explanations, but the legend persists. The Gray Man isn't a specter of terror, but a symbol of hope and protection, a comforting presence in the face of nature's fury. Whether ghost, illusion, or folklore, he's a unique part of South Carolina's haunted history. That's our tour of South Carolina's most haunted places. From vengeful spirits to helpful phantoms, these stories are woven into the state's history. Have your own ghostly encounter? Share it in the comments. Let's keep the campfire stories going. If you enjoyed this journey, Subscribe for more haunted tales from across America. Thanks for joining us on this spectral road trip. Sleep with the lights on, and we'll see you next time. Until then, stay curious, and maybe keep an eye out for things that go bump in the night. Good night.